to Buffalo, New York, and UB Stadium, home of the Buffalo Bulls, where the fans know that no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bulls. We've got a sensational matchup for you. Fans have been filing in and getting ready for this game, as we'll see a squad from the Sun Belt, the Georgia State Panthers, taking on a team from the MAC, the Buffalo Bulls. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. And the Bulls will kick it away to start us off. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So Georgia State's offense takes the field to start this game off. Every team has impact players. What traits are you looking for when it comes to players who can make an impact, David?
Well, obviously, you want the main things, right? Speed, physicality, like all power. All those things are really, really good. But you also need guys that will hold people accountable, guys that will lead. And it's nice to have those guys on your team. They're the leaders of the team, and they're the best players.
And part of the reason why they're leaders is because these guys galvanize their teammates, right? We've seen time and time again, these dudes make plays, and it just sparks the sideline. It sparks the coaching staff. It sparks the fans. They're special players, and they all have to play well together.
He'll get a fresh set of downs stopped at the 31-yard line. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Wants to throw on 1st down. They're setting up the screen. He'll be stopped at the 41, but give him 10 on that play.
Gotta love this play call early in the football game. Like the quarterback, get in a rhythm, run a screen play, get it to a playmaker, create some space, move the sticks, get a 1st down. Nice start for this offense.
There he goes. Good pickup there as he gets the 1st down, and they'll mark him at the 48.
Wow. 4 plays on this drive by the offense. They already got 3 first downs. We knew they had a lot of playmakers coming into this game, and they're showing that right now. This defense is going to have to make a play at some point here and stop the bleeding.
Looking to throw on 1st down. The sure hands, it's Simmons. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a 1st down. The Panthers come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking downfield on 1st down. Looking to scramble. And not much going on downfield. He'll just get rid of it and live to play another down. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Bring in the heat. That's caught. It's Robinson.
Quarterback.
He almost picked up the 1st down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. And the Panthers come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. Got enough to move the sticks. 1st down from the 17.
You know, this is a running back who wants the ball, and he wants the offense to run through him. Really nice job there in the 3rd down of this opening drive for his offense. I can't wait to see what kind of game this guy's going to have.
Drop play, quarterback keeps it. Oh, a lot of space. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Got his man. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They're about to snap it for the 10th time on this opening drive, but they need a conversion to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. They're working that left side. Touchdown, Georgia State. Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
How about the start from this offense? What a drive. Just when they needed a 3rd down conversion, they got it. They put a bunch of plays together, kind of worked the defense out, and in the end, punched it in for 6.
And the point after is good. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Watkins.
I don't need defense if I'm giving up.
He gets a block. He's got it alley. He's going to get loose. They won't get
get through. And guess what? No flags. You know it's going to count. Great job by the special teams being special.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll bring it out. It's Walker. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Finds his way ahead for 5, and now they've got it at the 28.
And after having a nice game like that on first down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on second down, on third, you won't have that long to go.
Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. The Panthers come to the line on third and short, trying to keep the drive alive. They'll try to drive ahead on third and short. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
And they may have caught the defense snapping there a little bit, David, maybe expecting pass on that third down, but because of the back's effort now, fresh set of downs.
And it's so nice to have a guy that you can give the football on these third down situations and feel confident you're going to continue to move the sticks.
And the Panthers can really attack on this second and short. He'll try the left side. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Guys, take a second and think about Buffalo defensive players. Remember Khalil Mack? Well, last year, Sean Doak and Red Murdoch led the NCAA in tackles. David, why does it seem like some schools just have that as part of their identity?
It's just fun. They just find those undersized guys that hunt, that play football, that play with aggressiveness. And to have the #1 tacklers in college football in your defense, A, that means you played a lot of snaps. B, that means you got a couple of dudes.
Nope, he's still
They punted away on fourth down. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up the big return. So Buffalo's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his own.
He's loose.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up second 5, third and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
Got it in the middle. It's McMillan. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. The Bulls line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. Guys, the Georgia State offense returns to the field. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 38-yard line. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles. And those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Big play. Takes him into plus territory. He's out of bounds at the 47.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter.
Brings up second down.
Looking to fire. Got a man. It's Wild. Turning it on. He wasn't far from taking it to the house, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter.
All right, tied up at 7 and we've won. Glitch is going to stop.
Absolutely nothing settled. Deadlocked after one period of play to pass from the red zone.
It's kind of
He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
And you're trying to get the ball to running back quick and let him get some space, but there was absolutely no space. They penetrated quickly, and they got him before he could even get going.
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air.
first one.
Got his man on the right. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. And they'll send out the field goal unit.
I don't know how that flies.
And it's right
Are
down
they
the
going to give me a
boulevard.
running into the kicker?
A penalty marker is down. If this is on the
Roughing
defense,
the
the offense is
kicker.
going to have a choice to make. Do you dare take the points off the board and go for the touchdown? Can't make contact with the kicker like that. A costly special teams penalty. You've got to know your path in front of the kicker. Offense comes back on the field. They'll go to the air. Wideout trying to get it in. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throw and catch.
Pressure up the
They
middle.
moved it forward to the 2. Now it's
Touchdown
2nd
up the middle.
and he takes it in for the
Georgia
score.
State.
Touchdown, Panthers.
The best running backs are the guys that can just sniff out the end zone. That running back showed you all of his freakish ability on that play.
Jordan Simmons is just going through.
They'll try to add another to their lead.
I'm telling you.
Oh, and they blocked it.
Not looking
He's
good
got
coming
it.
up
He
the
can
middle.
take this back for 2. They went 54 yards on that last touchdown drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Simmons.
He did not.
He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line.
Oh, that was my hole. I couldn't.
They'll run it from the gun. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room.
Score.
Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They moved the chains. They marked it at the 29. The highlight of Pete Lembo's first year at Buffalo was knocking off number 23 Northern Illinois, the first ranked win for the Bulls since 2008.
And you're always looking for bright spots. That win against Northern Illinois was huge. So they've got their sights set on bigger things this year, David, namely winning a MAC championship.
And you saw last year that they had the 5-game winning streak. Build on that. Build on the 9 wins from a year ago, the big ranked win. This is a program that's going in an upward trajectory.
Gets it past the marker.
Going the whole
It's a seam wide open. And the big game. They've got it on the 46. And the Bulls just got that huge run. They love another explosive play.
Previous dynasties, I did have some.
They'll ride the hot hand. This time there is no running room to be found, and this defense wasn't going to get hit with a big run twice in a row. The Bulls trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play.
Extend some momentum.
Dropping back, it's Roberson. Makes the catch, it's Snow. A couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
Our coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
And the Bulls are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. Sets up the screen. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Stopped and forced out of bounds at the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone, and they are looking to get one in here. The Bulls will have it 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down.
Man, almost.
Makes the
Almost.
grab. Terrific job getting to him. There was nowhere to go.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
And the Bulls have pushed it inside the 20. Handoff from the gun.
Right.
Fighting off the defender. Defense there to stop him after he picked up a yard. Ball's at the 17. 8th play of the drive, and to keep this one going, they'll need to convert a 3rd and 5. From the gun, wants to pass.
What a throw.
Got it in the middle. It's Henderson. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal. The Bulls started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. And he dropped it, just didn't hook the thing all the way in.
I think a really big key in the RPO game is having really good rhythm and timing. Offense didn't have it there, and that's why it falls incomplete.
Looking downfield, it's
Cutting.
Roberson.
Tag game.
Big guy
They're
smells
about to
it.
be leaving.
Touchdown, Bulls. They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity. Lining up for the point after and the lead. You want to keep your offense on the field, wear down the defense, put that tape on and show it to clinic. That's the way it's done.
And as a defense, man, there's nothing more demoralizing. You can handle it when you give up 3, but to give up the touchdown at the end of a long drive, you're already exhausted. You've already been punked the whole way down the field. Man, that's frustrating.
Hopefully.
On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Georgia State takes over, ready to send out the offense. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there. Still a little ground covered. Pick up the 1st. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Takes the handoff. It's Simmons. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And I think a lot of times when offenses run these counters, you're going to fake one way, right? Pull guys the other direction. If you can get some penetration really quickly, get behind those pullers, you got a chance to get in the backfield just like right there and create a TFL.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Get it out on the screen. Oh, he's got some space.
Probably would have been.
He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be 1st down.
And there you go. You see, you don't have to throw bombs to get big plays in the passing game. Just screen it to your running back. As soon as he catches it, he gets upfield. And how about the...
Turning on the Jets.
This is nice.
They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
Moving the chain.
1st down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
The Panthers, after exploding for that huge run, back to work.
Didn't even run it.
Out of the gun, they'll run it inside.
I hit the RPO button.
Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Tackle is made.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you could tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
Fires to the tight end. The defense will converge, and out of bounds he goes at the 40.
He's marked out of bounds.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? 2nd down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this 3rd down manageable. Really nice job of executing.
Really nice job to convert that 3rd down, and they've got it at the 33. And the Panthers back to the line on 1st down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. He's got it on the right.
Now, I know that completion isn't a touchdown. It's not a play deep down the field, but how about the strong hands by that receiver making that catch? He made that look pretty routine. He had that DB draped all over him and still was able to help this offense get positive points.
1st down.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. They're able to make the stop, but not before Georgia State has a 1st down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. From the 22 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Catch in the middle. It's Hurst. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. A quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. They'll run it from the gun. offense will quickly use a timeout. And a chance to really carry momentum with them into the locker room if they can take the lead here. First and goal. And this offense hoped to just run it in, and the defense was having none of it. No gain. Ball remains at the 2.
Touchdown.
Trying to power it in.
That's his second of the
Into
game.
the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Georgia State.
And they pound the rock. Their run game comes through late in the first half when you needed it. Now they take the lead. They take the momentum. That's how you end the first half.
And he made the extra point without problem. You get that touchdown right before the half, build the momentum, and the last thing you need to do is mess it up by allowing a big kickoff return. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. This late in the half, here's the question: how aggressive will the play calling be? The run from the shotgun. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29. Looking to pass, it's Roberson. Makes the grab down the middle. And you make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, you've had yourselves a superb broadcast so far today in Western New York. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W.
Ready to start things here in the second half. Georgia State about to kick it away. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Buffalo offense headed back to the field. Tight game as we start the third quarter, and we'll see what type of adjustments they made at halftime.
And getting the ball first here, I think, is such a big deal. Like, I get the first chance to make a statement, to make the adjustments, to create some momentum for my squad right here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think it's so important for this offense to set.
It's a running room. There he goes. Bust through behind his pad. What a run. Gets it inside the 40 and out of bounds at the 36.
What a phenomenal job in the open field, breaking off the long run, and they're not going to just take their time and huddle up to get the next play called. They're right back at the line of scrimmage, going tempo.
What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go? Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. With the catch, it's Henderson. Wide open spaces. And he's out of bounds after the nice gain, and maybe that is finally the spark to get this passing game going. After that huge gain, now a chance to cash it in from just outside the 5. A first down run on the doorstep. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Defense trying to come up with a stop on second and goal. To the air, it's Roberson. Trying to pull his way in. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You've got to be aggressive, and you got to make tackles.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. Less than a yard to go for a first down, and the offense will remain on the field.
Boom! Boom!
They'll try to scrub it in. They stop and show the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
Nice job by the defense on fourth down, bowing up, getting physical, stopping the run, shutting down that fourth down play. Really good job by this defense.
He hits that hole. It opened up for him as he gets 6 and all the way out to the 9-yard line. The Panthers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Drives into the pile just to pick up a 1. They'll spot it at the 10.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Not what I needed.
Off the RPO, quick throw to the right. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. Georgia State will send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away.
Don't even make the 50.
Wouldn't call it a shank, but I don't think he'll include it on his greatest hits. Buffalo has it back, but see what the Bulls offense can do. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on fourth down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
And what you talk about on defense is speed, is penetration, getting in the backfield, making something happen. And you could tell they got in there so quick, the offense couldn't recover, couldn't do anything with them. Nice job getting the tackle for loss.
And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
Man, this offense has been bad. How about the first play? Nowhere to go, nowhere to run, tackle for a loss. Second play, you get your quarterback sacked. And the third play, now we're sitting in third and long, right where this defense wants to get us.
Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down. And the Bulls will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And that one will bounce and roll out of bounds. Let's see exactly where they marked it. Guys, the Georgia State offense returns to the field.
I didn't want to hit depth chart. He doesn't show his hurt, though, which is interesting.
They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. There he goes.
There's one first down.
Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They opened up this drive, getting all the way out to the 35, and now it's first down again. Wants to go up top on first down. Pulls it in. It's Robinson. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
And the Panthers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down.
If I have to punt the ball, and likely,
Back to pass on second down.
you have to punt.
Pulls it in. It's Riles. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they gets him down at the 37.
Yeah, and that was tough on the DB, right? He's trying to cover the receiver on a drag route, running back over the middle of the field. You're trying to avoid all the linebackers, all the congestion. He just couldn't stay with them long enough, and as a result, fresh set of downs for the offense.
Georgia State ready to go with another 1st and 10. He'll do it himself on the draw. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
The give to the back. Defense there to stop him at the 20. Let's give him 3 yards on that carry. The Panthers come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. 3rd down play from the gun. Plucks it out of the air. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
I mean, good news here, they get the completion. Bad news, though, not enough to pick up the first down. The target there, he's got to do a better job understanding where the first down marker is, make sure he gets the right depth on his route. Now, all of a sudden, head coach has a big decision to make.
Oh, and the attempt is no good. Guys, still a 6-point game, but a missed opportunity.
Oh, man, the dreaded doink. You knock it off the crossbar. Those are ones where, man, just a couple inches to the other side, towards the middle, and that thing's in, but it still counts as a missed opportunity.
Trying to set up the screen. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Back to pass, it's Roberson. And as he throws, intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Got room on the return. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
Great job getting the interception, maybe an even better job on the return. You got the convoy, you're finding your blockers, you're out in the open field. You're saying, hey, coach, watch me with the ball in the open space. Maybe I can get on offense and get a few throws. That was a phenomenal individual effort.
They'll use the running game on first and goal. And they get nothing. The ball remains at the 2-yard line. And the D deny them on second and goal. Tries again to get it in. He's got it down to the 1-yard line, right on the doorstep of Pater. They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is third and he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Panthers! Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the second half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
27, Buffalo, 14.
Have this much success.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Buffalo offense headed back to the field. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Scanning the field, it's Roberson. Fires to the big fella. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the third. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up this third down play. They'll try to get it through the air. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
And I think that time he was trusting his pocket awareness and his arm a little bit too much. You've got to remember, you're one of the best athletes in the country playing the position. If you see a crease, you just got to take off and get it.
Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on fourth down. Trying to make magic with his feet. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down? Georgia State takes over, ready to send out the offense. Give to the running backs. What a tough-minded, hard-edged run. He gets it to the 24.
Well, no mystery on that play call, right? You've got the lead late in the game. You've gotten the ball back on the other side of the 50 on your opponent's side, and so you're just going to run it. And it's fine if they know that. You just want to stay on the field and bleed this clock, and you got to start thinking about where are your best run-it runs. Which side of this offensive line is the strongest? Which guys defensively do you want to attack so you can take as much time off the clock as possible?
and the Panthers line up trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short.
3:25.
They'll try to bully their way for the first. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
Much better game.
And this offense does it again on 3rd down. They have been so elite on 3rd down all game long. That's the money down. All the coaches talk about it every single time we meet with them. They've been brilliant at it. They've built the lead, and they've got a good chance to finish this one out if they keep that up.
Wants to go up top. Rushes on him. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw. Incomplete.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They've been trying all game long, different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls in.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and goal and a long way from the end zone. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. And they swarm him under. They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. He'll boot it from the left side, and from this distance, they get through and it's blocked.
Matter when you're blocked out. Not my game.
This drive will commence from their own 11-yard line. Caught over the middle. It's Snow. Really good job making a play, getting it out to the 24 and moving those chains.
Well, that last play is a beautiful start to this drive. You've got some work to do here. You've got some mountain you've still got to climb if you're going to win this game. A couple minutes left. You've got the horses to get you there, but it's all about getting the drive started with a positive play, and they found that on that last.
So now it's 2nd and long. Back to throw, it's Roberson. Scrambling away. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the hit. A nifty pickup there. The Bulls come to the line in the hurry-up. From the gun on 3rd down. Throwing right. It's caught downfield. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one. The tackle is finally made.
This guy's done a lot of good things early this year throwing the football. With that last completion, that now takes him over 1,000 yards passing for the year.
Got a man. It's Snow. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. Now on 2nd down. Back to pass. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Snap from the gun on 3rd down. Grab near the marker. It's Snow. Moving deeper into enemy territory. Move the chains. It's 1st down at the 27.
And even though they're trailing here in the 4th quarter, they've got a quarterback that can bring them back, but they need him now to play his A-plus level of football. We saw a nice completion on that last 3rd down. Let's see if he can keep it going.
Here comes the hurry-up.
You just got to get this guy going in the offense. You got to hand it off to him. You got to throw it to him, too, on all different types of downs. I love it on 1st down here. Just getting him the ball in the passing game, let him make something happen and set up 2nd and short.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Bulls lining up, just needing a few tough inches on 3rd down. To the ground to try to pick up the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the 2nd half. It's 1st and 10. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. The The Bulls have it with a 1st and 10. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And the tackle was made, but there has been a flag thrown. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. To the air, it's Roberson. Gets it out fast. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. The offense will have to use its 1st timeout of the half. Running behind that left side. Runs through a tackle. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down.
What a catch.
This is touchdown, so let's not put this one to bed just yet.
Well, the offense did their part. They're just trying to apply some pressure on the opponent, right? Yeah, you're down right now, but if you can find a way to get the ball back with some time on the clock, they're within striking distance still to win this game.
And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look.
No, he was very in. I'm not sure what they're looking at here.
And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic.
So I don't get it. Or run the clock out.
And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Kennesaw State is in the unusual position of having to come from behind right now, but there's not a soul who doesn't believe they can't pull this off. It's a close one right now. They're trailing by 1 to Arkansas State. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
I could use 9 yards.
Ordinarily on 2nd and 10, you might look past, but here you just want to keep that clock moving.
That is not a 9-yard gain.
They'll try to keep this clock moving on the ground. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. The Panthers need their binoculars to find that line to gain here on 3rd down. They'll leave it with him. He'll be brought down at the 41-yard line, not close to the line to gain, and it's 4th down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Georgia State will send out the punt unit. He's going to try to flip the field with this one.
Got it inside the 20. They do at least have
And
to
they'll
go
let
to
that one go, and it'll roll out of bounds. Buffalo has it back. Let's see what the Bulls offense can do. There's plenty of time to work with here, but they have to be highly efficient in their attack, Jesse.
So it comes down to the quarterback position too, Reese. Don't let the moment get too big. Play within yourself, David, because this guy's practiced this situation before.
No doubt. Use the sidelines. They're your friend. I don't have to take deep shots. Throw beyond the 1st down marker so I can stop that clock for a little bit and possibly use my timeouts.
And he's just going to spike it.
The ball to stop the clock. No gain on the play. Brings up
got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field.
Sack.
Dropping
Yes,
back,
that was
it's
much.
Roberson. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth. On third and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. No signs of any kind of kicker as they'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Makes the grab, plenty for the first down. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on fourth down.
First down for the offense.
That was such.
And they'll spike the ball to try to save as much time as they can.
He strikes the ball and the clock is stopped.
I'm gonna lose another heartbreak.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Looking up top, and time is of the essence. Quickly to the tight end. He'll go out of bounds at the 21-yard line.
Well, a nice completion there, finding the tight end. And what's so beautiful about that is while they didn't get the first, they were able to pick up enough yards now to make the third down manageable. Really putting this offense in a good position.
They'll try to get the first through the air. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game.
The game right here.
Offense facing fourth down.
On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Quarterback strolling away
They
from
just
heat.
lost the game.
Oh, out of space. And a nice pickup on the line and gets down to avoid contact.
Just had
It's one thing to execute early in the game. Tight ball game, right at the end. You need the clutch plays. These guys deliver.
And you can't teach that gene. You have people that can focus in the moment or they can't. Great job by the team, staying focused, understanding it's a close battle, win those one play at a time, and then look up, and then, heck, I got the win.
Yeah, David, they just had ice in their veins, and you can tell there's tremendous leadership on this football team. Guys can step up, and in the huddle, they can make sure that everybody else is focused to the task at hand in order to get the W.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
Yeah, the blocking days. Hey, lots of tackles, man. Yeah, he had a good kicking game. Oh, dude. No. I mean, he only scored 3 Person had a few. Rushing, kind of everyone.
secondary heavy, which is scary. Bryant, who's gone after this year as a senior, is leading in my important categories for tackles behind the line. Wilson, we'll see if I'm able to keep him, but leading me in picks, and he doesn't have many tackles. That's interesting. All right. Let's advance, shall we? I might have a bye week. I think I have a bye week early in the season. So not a very good team. I have 50 coach points.
Center Park Stadium in Atlanta, home to the Georgia State Panthers. As we'll see a squad from the Sun Belt, the James Madison Dukes. Squaring off with another Sun Belt foe, the Georgia State Panthers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Georgia State will kick it off to get this game started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the James Madison Dukes offense will have the opening possession of the game. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
He's loose. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
Yeah, I tell you what, when you start a game in the first quarter and you show me I will run my quarterback like you did here, it makes me defend the whole field. It makes me a lot more nervous. You can tell this quarterback will be a threat throughout this football game.
Makes the grab and not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play.
I love early in a game getting my quarterback in a rhythm. Come out, short passes, easy completions. Now we're getting in a good spot.
He'll pull it on the read. Turning it on. Inside the 35, knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33.
And that's a nice job by this QB. Great job. You show patience, right? Like, if they don't come take me, I'm going to keep running. That's how I go pick up another first down, move the sticks, and this offense can keep churning.
And the Dukes will line it up on 1st and 10. Back to throw, it's Barnett. Just a short pass to the tight end. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything, get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
Great catch in the middle. It's Alston. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense. The Dukes, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Trying to pound it in. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? Part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Dukes.
And they talked about it this week with us. They talked about wanting to start this football game fast. Nothing like taking the opening possession, using your script to your advantage, and then getting closer and exerting your physicality, running the football in, off to a hot start for this offense.
On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So the Georgia State Panthers offense will have its first possession of the game. And Jesse, this is going to be a fun test. This receiver, if you leave him in man coverage, you might be in for some trouble.
And so when you get him in the one-on-ones, you got to throw his way. He's a really good route runner. He can catch the football. And then when the defense decides to double cover and take him away, that's when you go somewhere else with the football or you run it. The balance in this offense, based on how they play him, I think is big today.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do as a defense. Sometimes you double team him, sometimes you play zone. Mix it up, give different looks, because he is a guy. He's shown the ability to burn your defense and make big plays.
Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24.
And man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the a big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Georgia State will send out the punt unit. This will be their first punt of the afternoon.
That's my best punt of the season.
This is a spot you see many returners try to take a chance, but not this time. The fair catch just inside the 40. Guys, James Madison ready to go back on the attack. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. They'll start this drive and snap it from the 40. Back to throw, it's Barnett. Great catch along the sidelines, but the object is to go forward. Well, that toe tap catch had a little style, but not much substance on that.
No, the defense did a good job, too, using the sideline to their advantage. Using the sideline as a 12th man. There was nowhere for that receiver to go except get one foot down and get out.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long.
This is not looking.
That's reeled in. It's Alston. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Instant throws.
Wants to throw on first down. The sure hands. It's Alston. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Quarterback on the keeper. It's a seam wide open. They finally get him stopped, but this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense, there's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground, he gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play.
Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. And the Dukes with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Wants to go up top. Caught close to the marker. It's Sanchez. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
How many first downs is that alone, just on this drive? The defense, they keep this up, they're going to get worn out, continue to have to play more and more guys. They got to do something to change this.
Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll run play action. Gets it out quickly. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. To throw, it's Barnett. It's complete, and he will score.
Thank you for fixing.
Touchdown, James Madison. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target and make the big play, get the touchdown.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. They'll start this drive going to the air. Safe completion on the screen. No sirree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one. And the Panthers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
And that's where quarterbacks, they got to be very assertive. They got to believe what they see and really pull the trigger. The longer they wait and they get off rhythm or off timing, a lot of times it ends up in incomplete passes.
They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. Georgia State will send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. I wouldn't quite call it a shank, but that's right through his fingers. He muffed it. James Madison sends the offense back onto the field. They put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work. Snagged in the middle. It's Kyle. And he's brought down after a nice gain. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down?
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Use the play fake, now to throw. Quickly out to the tight end. He'll be shoved out of bounds at the 35-yard line. The Dukes have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. Off the RPO, complete. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. And the Dukes come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
Oh, we had some pressure on him.
Looking for a man. It's Barnett.
Did force a 5-yard loss. So
And he's going to lose yardage. He was looking everywhere for just a little grass and a little air, and none to be found. The Dukes have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. He'll off one deep down the left side. Touchdown, Dukes! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
This is an offense that wants to take shots in the pass game. That time they went play action, and they were throwing the go route. That's one-on-one. Who's faster? The receiver gets in behind the defender. He is able to make the catch and take it in for the score.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5.
maybe we're going to make a play.
He's
here.
got
That's
great
when he's
speed.
got wheels.
Oh, what vision.
Kicks it.
Can they catch it?
End it back in the game. Only
He
down by
will
13 now.
score! Touchdown, Georgia State. Boy, nothing electrifies a stadium quite like a return for a touchdown.
It's always so exciting because you don't see them very often. You got to go so many yards, 80, 90 yards at a time. What a great job by the returner, showing the speed, providing the electricity. There's a reason they're all jacked up, and it's because of that awesome kickoff return.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line.
Forced him.
From the gun, give on the inside. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the first quarter. They'll line up for a 2nd down play.
End of the quarter. As bad as I played, I was playing the game. So maybe we can.
Guys, it's James Madison on top as we've come to the end of the quarter. They came out and jumped on them early in the first. Let's take a break and look at the first quarter stats. Big turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with 2nd down. Back to pass, it's Barnett.
That play
Got his man quickly. And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Comes back to mint.
Looking to throw on first down. Using the quick game.
When you get man coverage, you definitely like taking advantage of the inside really quickly. Running a nice slant rack real quick, being physical, getting on the inside, quarterback putting it right on the money.
Oh, what depth.
From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Past the 45. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. And the Dukes are moving quickly down the field.
Again.
Looking downfield on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Sanchez. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
He hasn't thrown
To the air on first down. Grabs it in the middle. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down.
And on On the slant route, I love the location of the throw by the quarterback. He's not making it difficult on his receivers, putting the football out in front, hitting his receiver right in the face mask and making it easy for him.
Kidding me?
The give to the back.
Absolutely
Can't get him to the ground.
This guy, way more skilled.
He'll be pulled down after a good run. They'll mark it at the 15. The Dukes kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Flips it out in the flat. And into the end zone. Touchdown, James Madison. A great catch and run for 6.
And listen, if I have a playmaker at running back like that with that kind of speed, yeah, I'm going to throw the swing to him, too. He drops back, surveys the field. He says, I know my guy can make a play, gets the ball in his hands right now in the swing. He does the rest, gets in for the touchdown.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. Leaves it with the back. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get by.
Going downfield for the big play.
He lost
Catch inside the 30 and still
Finally.
running. Defense needs to regroup as he gets it down to the 26.
This defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
He leaves it with his back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Ball's at the 24. A lot of confidence in their kicker from here, but they'd love to take it off of his foot and convert the first down. That's caught. It's Robinson. He gets it all the way down inside the 10. It'll be first and goal from the 8.
20 of 20.
The Panthers had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. They keep pushing forward now, back to work on second and goal from the 6. Looking to fire. Trying to find the end zone. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Panthers. They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, they trail by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them.
Georgia State, 14.
Spin move.
And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. Guys, James Madison ready to go back on the attack. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect it.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out everybody right now.
Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Line getting set on second down. Leaves it with the running back. What? Oh, he's got some space. Turning on the Jets. They finally get to him.
Put that man in
What
the
a play
Heisman.
there to pick up the first down. And the Dukes, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again.
Just wow.
And he'll pick up one. It brings up second and 9.
Palmer's
Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit more athletic than that defensive guy. Defense won this battle, but I like trying to get this guy the ball in space.
They'll get him stopped at the 34. He's got 10 yards on that one and a first down.
We needed that play.
Quick completion to the right. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
This is no surprise to defenses anymore. Everybody throws wide receiver screens, and you could tell they were ready for it. They saw the quick game. They pounced on it, got the wide receiver on the ground. That's not the first time they've seen that.
They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down mark. The Dukes are at the line looking to convert on third and short. The give on the option. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
Minute left, all 3 timeouts.
And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive. And now the lead is even bigger. So they get the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you get a stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. He wants to start this drive with a pass. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
They're pressing.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier. And this defense has maxed out this pressure. Another sack. Oh, man, they've already lost one quarterback today. Now the backup comes in and has to take a shot.
Man, I might think about protecting my QB a little better. I already lost one. Now your second guy gets hit, and you got to keep this guy healthy. You got to keep him upright. You got to protect your quarterback, man.
James Madison sends the offense back onto the field. They kicked a field goal on the last drive, Jesse. They've got the lead. Don't make a dumb mistake, but maintain your aggressive play calling.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's the play caller right now just taking a look at that script he's got in front of him and finding out where are my playmakers, who can we take advantage of on this defense to get a touchdown here.
Yeah, and just keep moving the ball down the field. Just execute a little bit better in the red zone. There's no need to panic. We're moving the football, and we got the lead.
Here comes the offense on second down. To the air, it's Barnett. Fires to the big fella. On the move at the 30. He's down at the 25-yard line. Waning moments of the first half. It is a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Picked off.
Looking to throw on first down. Lets it fly deep downfield. Picked off. And they come up with a big play to make sure no more points go on the board before the end of the half.
And for that quarterback, that was a good feeling that turned bad really quickly. He saw cover one. He got excited, taking a shot deep down the field. After he threw it, though, he could see the defender had better positioning than his receiver did, and that ends up being an interception.
I wouldn't mind a little bit more competitive in the second.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, one half in the books, and I am eagerly looking forward to that second half in Atlanta. And we'd be remiss if we didn't start this halftime report by giving props to this superstar tight end. He's been almost, you know what, check that. He has been unguardable with that unusual blend of speed, size, hands, and route running. He is a pick-your-poison kind of player.
Ooh, almost another.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped stopped at the 25. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
There's nothing better than being a defensive lineman and a defense period that pressure the quarterback, that gets hits on him, that make him feel uncomfortable, especially when you come into their building and you get everybody really, really quiet. That's a great feeling.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
It's a running room. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40. And the Panthers come to the line with a new set of downs. From the gun, the running back has it. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The run game just has not been working for this offense all game long. You saw it on that last play as well. Just not getting enough push up front on the offensive line. They haven't been physical.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Georgia State will send out the punt unit. A low line drive and not his best work. Fair catch is signaled and made, and they'll go to work from the 27-yard line. Guys, James Madison ready to go back on the attack. Let's see if they can put together a drive starting from their own 28. They go to the ground. Shakes off the defender. They open the lane, and he hit it a gain of 5 out to the 33. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll go to the ground. This time the defense was ready, and they stopped him in his tracks.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
To the air, it's Barnett. It's complete to the right. To the 43-yard line and a first down for this offense. Pass completion moves the sticks in. Let's see if they try it again.
He's got one. We have forced him into
Wants to go up top on first down. And he just threw that one away. Safe move, didn't see anything, lived to play another play. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down.
Oh, and a sack. Big.
Off the play fake. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He had no shot.
We actually held him right there.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks.
Small progress.
Makes the grab. He is not going to get there. Stop short of the line to gain, and it'll be 4th down. And the Dukes will try to pin them back with the punt. The punters have had the day off up to this point. First one of the game. Catches it at the 15. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. Guys, the Georgia State offense returns to the field. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack it.
And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. Pocket breaking down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Motion from the wide receiver. The play action fake. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
And this defense just continues to dominate the football game. This score is lopsided. It's not looking good. But I know one thing. If you can't protect that guy, there's no chance for you to win this game or the future.
He's looking deep. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down. Georgia State will send out the punt unit. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Fields the punt and tries to help improve that field position. A little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead, Palmer.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
Ball spotted at the 27. It's 1st and 10. Caught behind the line. It's Alston. There he goes. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down. The Dukes have taken it inside the 20.
It's a small victory. See, we're looking for that.
Hand off from the shotgun.
Show up to that.
Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And that's what makes this defense so difficult to run against. They've got guys up front that just push offensive linemen backwards. They basically push the blockers right into the lap of that running back.
Escapes the sack. Grabbed in the middle. It's Alston. Takes it all the way down to the 4 after making the grab, and they're set up. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal.
The ugliest throw I've ever seen.
Looking for a man. It's Barnett.
We have a...
Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly. Here comes the field goal unit. And he's made one already, and this one ought to be caked from 21 yards out. Absolutely center cut. And they'll push that lead out a little further. That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running.
He's had a lot of kick returns today.
On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Georgia State takes over, ready to send out the offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Power football with the run. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. Be interested to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Georgia State ready to go with another 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. Finds his tight end. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this 1st down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
The Panthers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Setting up the screen. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41. This Georgia State offense ready to go with another 1st down. Rides the back and leaves it. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll move the wide receiver. Touch pass on the run.
Hurting people.
Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Here's the pressure. He took a hit as he flew it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. Georgia State will send out the punt unit. They're up to a half dozen kicks today. Excellent coverage and tackle that time, and that's how the 3rd quarter comes to a close. We've come to the break, and James Madison is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the Vikings.
But it is what it is.
They go back to work with a first down in the final period of this one. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Nudges ahead for one out to the 16.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get it done.
They make the stop, not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. Now facing a third and long.
They stopped that.
Dropping back, it's Barnett.
That was big.
Gets it to him on the screen. And they gave him no chance to get loose, and they force a fourth down. And the Dukes will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away.
That was a big hit.
Looks it in at the 40. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. Guys, the Georgia State offense returns to the field. They've punted the last 3 times they've had it, and now really needing to put a score on the board on this possession. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
And the Panthers in a good spot here with second and short. They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, or whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them, because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO of this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
Putting together 2 first downs in a row.
Finds the tight end. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down. New set of downs after the completion. From the gun, running back on the move. They'll pick up 4, second and 6 coming. Got a little work done on first down, now back to the line. Second down, they'll go to the air. Moving out of the pocket. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much.
Got to give this defense credit, guys, because all game long they have forced their opponent to be one-dimensional. They haven't allowed anything to happen in the passing game. As a result, we're here in the fourth quarter. They barely allowed over 100 yards passing.
They want me to go for it.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. No hesitation at all. The offense stays on the field. They'll go for it. Got it in the middle is Hurst. Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17.
That's an awesome effort by the receiver there because he didn't have the first down once he caught the pass. He had to be able to make a guy miss. And with his athleticism and skill, he's able to do that. And as a result, fresh set of downs for the offense.
He stopped at the 5, but the completion sets him up with a first and goal.
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a first down.
They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. Looking for just one more yard. It's second and goal. Tries again to get it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Georgia State.
And the running back was not going to be denied on that play. He had a hole. He saw it, put his foot in the ground, and that was paid him.
And the extra point was good. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Guys, James Madison ready to go back on the attack. The drive starts from
Listen, we're getting later in the ball game. This offense punted last time. They got to find a few plays, Palmer, that they really love here. Steal some momentum back in this ball game.
They do, David, and after watching their defense just get gashed down the field that last drive, the dream drive for this offense would be to matriculate the ball down the field.
Wide open spaces.
Oh, he's good. Remember I said it wasn't plays bad overall?
Smashes ahead.
I was wrong.
There he goes.
It hasn't changed.
Inside the
That guy's good.
touchdown, Dukes. He shed tackles like a snake, getting rid of his skin. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
Man, it's easy to call plays when I got guys like this who can take the ball and rip it 70-plus to the house. How about the speed? He showed you a little bit of wiggle. This dude's got it all. Nice touchdown run by the running back.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead.
Third kick returner of the day.
On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. Going right to work up top. That's caught. It's Simmons. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out.
Busting it with his injuries.
The Panthers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go.
That was a nice throw.
Back to pass. Grab near the marker. It's Wild. He was hoping to get that thing down the sideline. They get him out of bounds at the 37. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. And that had all the makings of bug meat windshield. But how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the 1st? Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule. It makes those 3rd downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from the defensive perspective, trying to get to me. So it's an easy, simple play for this offense, but I love it.
And the Panthers pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. Finds his man. It's Robinson. Oh, a lot of space. And gang tackling on this dude is a good idea. They needed it, but he still got the 1st down. Georgia State ready to go with another 1st and 10. Quarterback making adjustments. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Wild.
We're making progress.
Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the 1st down.
It really helps that.
The Panthers can really attack on this
really
2nd and
helps
short.
that
The give to the running back from the shotgun. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Looking downfield on 1st down.
At your feet.
Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down.
He would have had it
Wants
first.
to go up top. Here's the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Got some room to run. He would have loved to make the big return there, but he still gives his team the ball at the 37.
Well, man, we've seen
Quarterback in
explosive
101.
offensive firepower all game long, and here we are late in an obvious passing situation trying to get this thing close. The big INT. Finally, the defense makes a play, and David, it looks like they just closed the door on this one.
Well, and you know, Mr. Quarterback, defense wins championships. And how do you seal a game? The defense coming up with a big moment. Yes, obvious passing situation. You know they're going to throw it. The big INT, and that might seal their fate.
He's got enough for the 1st down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. Oh, that was a pretty rough showing there by this team. Just couldn't find a way to get things going and come up with the win.
Just got outplayed, Reese. There were moments in this game. There were plays to be had and plays to be made. At the end of the day, they just did not execute well enough in any of the 3 phases. on any side of the football. So, David, moving forward, a lot to take away from this game as they try to improve.
A lot to take away and a lot to learn from. I mean, losses definitely hurt, they sting, but a lot of times most teams refocus and they get a sense of urgency now that they got a loss in that column. So watch the tape, watch what you need to improve on, and go attack it in practice.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
Hey, we'll take it. He's having a great year with our matchup. Perfect. Great day running. Not a great day. Really. Oh, no wonder he's so good. 87 overall quarterback, extender, option. Yeah, he's good. 3 incompletions. Stay. So we changed some league settings. Tier 500 tier. I was told that you need to change the settings on this. Settings. I want placement and accuracy. Allegedly, this makes the CPU play to the ratings and not everybody like a Heisman level. So we're gonna try this and see what happens. All right. No, I don't want to quit yet. as well. A little shocked he doesn't have more. Robinson. Yeah, Robinson. I've got too many Robinsons. He's a stout guy. I would not mind keeping him. He's not a burner, but he's got a good truck though. Probably my best halfback right now. This Robinson. Normal dev. Yeah. Quickness could go up a little. Would not mind better hands. Should be capable. I feel like he has a chance to be okay. Who else is having a good year? Does Hurst have any? No. Dean, he's a junior. I don't think he's coming back to the National. You never know. You never know. No points. Losing a lot up front. He's got 1 point. He might as well spend it because or not, because we can't. He doesn't have ref yet. Another Robinson on my team. No points yet. Sophomore. Does he want to leave? Of course he does. D.I.C. Hopkins, that's a pretty nice name. Not looking like we can do much with our players yet. This guy right here. He's to go. We might just have to hold the punt. Because he's not good. At any rate, we've made the changes we need to. So, we're going to call it here for this episode.